Oye, Ish, do you think we should share with our Pero Primos our secret weapon to having the energy to record a new episode every single week?
Yeah, I think we can let them in on it. It's Bolé.
What's Belay, you're asking? Only our favorite way to combine fresh food and bold flavors in a way that powers us through each episode.
Exactly. Every week before we record, we head to Bolé and build a customized bowl, starting with a base like forbidden black rice or kale, yeah. Then we add veggies like ginger broccoli and protein like lemon chicken or miso glazed tofu. I mean, oh, that chicken's really good.
And mira, don't forget, I like to add a little extra flavor with add-ons like creamy garlic and herb sauce or avocado.
Yeah, you love that creamy garlic sauce. So, I mean, honestly, the combinations are pretty much endless, and they've definitely got something for everyone. And that's because Bolé is on a mission to inspire bold living through the power of fresh food. And if there's one thing we know on this show, it's being bold.
Yeah. With locations throughout Florida, including their latest Brickell location, we know when you visit Bolé.com, you'll find one near you.
So start experiencing Bolé today and enjoy fresh food to fuel your life.
Hey, Miami, you know what time it is? It's time for Carnaval Miami. That's right. Carnival Miami is back and better than ever with a return of their signature events in March. March 5th and 6th, head down to Coral Gables for Carnival on the Mile. In its 24th year, the street fair has 3 concert stages, art, jazz, and funk, fine cuisine, and family entertainment. This free event is the perfect way to spend a laid-back weekend. Then on Sunday, March 13th, it's the iconic and, oh so Miami, Calle Ocho Music Festival, the world's largest Latin music festival, takes over Little Havana with concerts, food pavilions, culture, y de todo un poco, in a way that it's only the 305 can do. Así que don't miss Carnival on the Mile or Calle Ocho Music Festival in March. For more information, head over to carnivalmiami.com. See you there. Hey everyone, this is DJ.
And this is Ish.
And this is
Season 5 of Pero Let Me Tell You.
Have you heard that song, but like the Kenny G version?
Kenny G.
Yeah. In Your Eyes? In Your Eyes has a whole saxophone. Like,
wait, which In Your Eyes are we talking about?
We're talking about The Weeknd.
Oh, okay. Because as you saw from what I was just singing, there's also the Madonna.
Well, that song is called Forbidden Love.
Oh, right. Yes. Okay.
Wait, are we recording?
We are.
We are. Well, everybody, welcome to episode 194. I got it.
You got it.
Got it. 194.
It only took us 6 episodes to 200 for you to get it. Almost there. We're almost there. We need to figure out if we're going to do something for episode 200 because I feel like there's enough of a lift of activities that we can schedule something.
Come back to normal.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about that off camera.
Yes, but we'll figure something out. Listeners.
Well, everybody, hello. Welcome to episode 194 of Pero Let Me Tell You. How is everybody? How is everybody's weekend?
I think everybody's doing It's Friday. No matter how bad things are on a Friday, everything is better.
You know, every time somebody says it's Friday, what I want to jump into, right? It's
TJF.
Friday night.
And the mood is
right. We're going to have some fun, show you how it's done. TGIF. Coming up next is Perfect Strangers, followed by Just the 10 of Us.
Oh, Cousin Larry, don't be ridiculous.
Actually, now that I was singing the
TGIF.
Weekend, I was singing the Weekend. I got weekend tickets.
Yes, you did.
I got weekend tickets.
Yes.
The
year's already looking better.
What?
The year's already looking better.
The year's already looking better. All it took were weekend tickets. I mean,
and you're going to see the Weekend on a weekend.
Yes, it's on a Saturday. On your birthday.
On my birthday, yes.
I love you.
I know.
But I love Abel.
I know.
And
listen,
I've been seeing you for 30 years. I've never seen him.
Listen, it's fine. You're going to the concert. Jose is going to the concert.
It's okay.
It's okay. You're all going together.
Listen, when we come back, we'll go to Denny's.
I am not gonna go on my birthday to Denny's.
Ay, que fino. You've been to your birthday to Denny's before.
No,
you could go somewhere
and then meet up. Okay.
Oh yes. I want you to have your birthday dinner at Denny's.
Well, right now you're thinking of just the weekend, so that's why I think your judgment might have been clouded.
Right. It was very clouded.
You're only thinking of Abel.
Yes, I'm only thinking of that.
Yes.
So we'll figure it out later.
Yes, but you know what's a little more recent now is the fair starting on the 17th.
Yep.
And
I feel the fair was just here.
because it
That's
was.
because it was.
Because it was. But head to our Instagram. We're giving away this year. We're not just giving away entry tickets. We're giving away entry tickets and unlimited ride passes. So we're going to do 3 giveaways for one a week. 4
Can
entries.
we win?
Well, we've already won by partnering with the fair.
Well, we have. That's a great value.
And that is a great value.
I want that.
So head over to our Instagram. The first one should be already up when you're listening to this. We posted it on Thursday. And good luck.
Wasn't life good when you would go to the fair and copy your pop ticket? It was different management.
It was different. It was different. It was different.
Consulate
Yes.
shows.
And we were not partnering with the fair at that time.
No, and at
Yes.
that time it was the Dade County Youth Fair.
A lot has changed.
Yes.
Yes.
And then you have the wholesome bags and the cans of
Does
Coke.
Wholesome even exist anymore?
You know,
I was
that's
thinking
a
about
great
this the other day.
idea. The great question. I'm not sure.
I was thinking about. I think was it with you that I was thinking of this, that I brought this up.
I'm not sure.
But yeah,
That's a good question. I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Because Wholesome was South Florida based. So
Yeah,
it would
yeah.
at least be here.
Yeah, but no, I don't remember seeing the bags hace rato. But then I only think about it when the fair comes around.
Right. You know that it's funny because I was thinking this the other day. The fact that the fair was in November,
Right.
and now it's back in March.
Yeah.
It's like this is a once in a lifetime situation. Like,
That is true. One more for the pile.
yes.
One more once in a lifetime.
Yes. Because as we always said, when you grow up in Miami and South Florida, when you think March, you think the fair. Of
course.
Right? But now the fair was in November, which I have to say I didn't hate it in November.
No, it was nice.
It was nice because it was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Una brisita.
Yeah.
So yeah, 70th anniversary.
But as I always say, if you ever want to prove there's climate change,
Oh, what? Look at your fair pictures.
Look at my fair pictures because, there's pictures of me at the fair. I like a 2-year-old, right?
Yeah.
It's like my parents got from Cuba, and the next day they went to the fair. And it's funny. My parents came from Cuba in March.
Oh shit!
Yeah, they did. So I think
So they may very well have.
They may a few days later gone to the fair because there's pictures of me at the fair as a 2-year-old.
Okay, so yeah, like recién. Yeah.
So when you see pictures of me at the fair, probably from like ages all the way up to 10, I'm wearing like jackets and like
Había fresco.
hoodies.
Yeah.
It was cold. There were days
it was
that
chilly, yeah.
because it was in March.
Right.
But ahora, it's
I know. Ahora we go in tangas and tank tops and we're still hot.
yeah. So anyway,
But,
that's great.
But speaking of fairs, so just a big thank you to everyone who came out last
305
weekend
Day,
to
yes.
305 Day.
And supported our Pim Pam Pollo.
Yes, my back still hurts, but
We sold out, people.
We sold out.
Thank you. Yes, thank you everybody who came out and supported us. We sold out by like 7:30.
maybe tirando para las 8 just because we had cooked everything by 7:30.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was great because we had a lot of chicken.
We had almost 100 pounds of chicken,
Yes.
if not over.
We had more.
It was about 100, give or take.
No, we had more. Plus what we had in storage, like as a backup and all that. We had more.
It was
more.
easily 100 pounds of chicken. Easily. Yeah,
I think it was like 120, but whatever.
Yeah.
We had a lot of chicken that if we
Yes,
didn't
we
sell,
did.
we were gonna, be making a lot of chicken salad.
At the least.
Yes. But we sold out, and thank you everybody for supporting us. There will be more Pim Pam Pollo coming soon.
We've got a couple already.
And we have some new, hopefully, menu items. We introduced our chicken sandwich in 305 Day, and it was a great success. So we're probably going to build on that.
And I know that neither one of them is going to hear this, but a big thank you to Daisy and Ozzy and Jose for helping us out on that Saturday. Like
I have to, we really
could
have not done it.
It takes a village.
Yes.
For real.
What I really liked was that each one of them, with their respective career talents, like brought it together.
Yes. Brought something to the table.
Yes. So we could have not done it without them. So thank you to our friends who now we could add fried, helps us with our fried chicken thing.
Absolutely.
But I still won't help them move.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Wait, what's the other thing I don't do? Oh, Comcast.
Neither one.
I'm not installing your modem.
And considering that one of our friends works for NBCU, that's he can figure it out on his own.
Yeah, no, I'm not installing your modem. We already
But
talked about this.
I also wanted to use this as a segue because we were at Carnaval on the Mile.
Yes.
And we thank you to everybody who stopped by and who we saw. But we kept a running tally of the things. So let me set it up for you listeners. So Saturday we did 3 or 5 day, which was in Hialeah, and then on Sunday we did Carnaval on the Mile because the Kiwanis had invited us to be part of it again this year when it was back. And so what they allowed us to do was we basically shared their space. So there was, I think it was like 2 tents. They were kind of next to each other. The tops of the tents, the border, it said Kiwanis of Little Havana, so it was branded with Kiwanis. We took one of the tents. We had a table. We set everything up with our shirts, and in front of the table,
there was our banner,
our gigantic
banner that is 5 feet
Yeah.
by 3 feet.
Anybody who's been to trivia has seen this banner.
It's pretty big,
Right.
Mind you, the Kiwani sign that was on top of the tent was maybe not even 10 inches.
It was a small font because
Right.
it ran all along
Right.
the
not even
the bottom.
10
Yeah.
inches of width. Ours was 3 feet by 5 feet. And this sort of happened to us when we were at Carnival on the Mile in 2020. That, we have our shirts, which are very unique. We have our our sign,
setup.
as I said. We have the microphones going on. It's very clear that even if you don't know what a podcast is,
There's something about entertainment.
it's
happening.
very clear that we are not the lost and found and the information booth, right? So as I said, everybody for some reason kept coming to our booth to ask us questions.
Yes.
So,
And so-
after a while, I said, okay, I need to write this
Yes,
stuff down
yes.
because if not, I'm going to forget.
And some of them were just random questions, thinking we were the Kiwanis. Some were just things that were said because we were selling the shirts. We were also giving the shirts away. We had a raffle.
One of the most common questions that we got, mind you, Carnival on the Mile is a huge street fair.
Yeah.
So one of the more common questions that we got was, where are the bathrooms? So
That's a fair one. That's fair. That's fair. Yes, yes.
So another question that we got, because on the other side of the tent next door to us, they were selling posters.
Yes.
They kept asking us about these posters.
Yeah. How much are the posters?
Right?
Where are posters?
When
Right.
clearly there were no posters on premise.
There was a lot of stuff on our table, not posters.
posters. But again, that one's fine.
Fine.
Then we had several people that came to ask us, who is in charge of vendors?
Yes.
Yes. The guy even came and shaked your hand.
Shook my hand, and not just him, but many of them would come up and they would say, "Oh, is so and so back?" And I would just look at them and literally, without breaking us, I would just be like, "I have no idea who that is."
Yes. So then there was this other guy that came. No, it was a lady who came and was like, "Oh my God, you guys are awesome. I'm so happy to see you guys. We've loved you guys since the year 2000." And I'm like, we'll take that. Our podcast in its 22nd season. We'll take that.
Us and Law and Order SVU, damn
Yes.
it.
I was like, great. I'm happy that we transcended time, right?
I still wonder who she thinks we were.
I don't know. I don't know. But it makes it the more
It's
beautiful.
wonderful. It's wonderful.
Then there was the person, oh, are you selling polos like last year?
Yeah. No, we're not.
So then there was a one of my favorites was this lady came with her granddaughter. Her granddaughter was probably of high school age. And we were selling our t-shirts, but we also had a drawing so people can win a t-shirt. And she comes and she's like, "Oh, there's a drawing for the t-shirt." I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "But can you give my granddaughter a t-shirt? She's a really good student." Mind you, the girl was of high school age, and when her grandmother said this to me, you could tell she was like, "Oh my God, fuck my life." Like FML, right? She was like, "Oh." And then what was best about that is that like an hour later, she came back. She's like, "Ay, pero ustedes no le pueden regalar un pullover a la niña. Ella es una excelente estudiante. Está en el cuadro de honor." And I'm like, "No, señora." So then there was the this was a good one. There was somebody that came to talk to us, and we were talking to them about the podcast and all that. And she goes, "So what's the name of the podcast?" And then Ish says, "Oh, pero let me tell you." And she's like, "Okay, so when are you telling me the name?" And he's like, "Pero let me tell you." And then it was like, that is the name. Like,
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so here's my personal favorite. Oh, we had also, when somebody asked you how much the t-shirt was,
Oh, yeah.
you
said
said
20.
you said 20.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Oh, is that in dollars?" And I told him, "You should have said rubles." Rubles
It's in Bitcoin.
It's in Bitcoin.
It's in Bitcoin. Yes.
Bro.
Yeah, Bitcoin, bro.
And then my personal favorite was this lady who came, muy decente, very, very well spoken.
yes.
She came and she's like, "Oh, I was here yesterday with my mother, and we went up and down, the Carnival on the Mile, and she lost her hearing aid. Do you guys know where her hearing aid is? Is there like a lost and found?" And I was like, Wow. You are looking for a hearing aid in a...
That is the proverbial needle in a haystack.
Yes.
That really is. That really is. One of my other favorites was we were talking to some people who came to, stop by the booth, and we were telling them that the previous day we were at 305 Day, and one of the girls said something to the effect of like, oh yeah, we can never go. Maybe next year they'll do it like in a different month.
Yes.
I'm like, it's 305 Day, March 5th. It's not called 212 Day. It's not going to be February 12th.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. It's not going to be April 6th.
Right. It's not 406 Day.
Although, I guess we could have...
No, you can't do 786.
No.
There's no 86th Day.
I was going there. I was like, okay, July 8th. Right.
How?
No. We're stuck.
It doesn't work. It does not work. Not even with the new area code that's coming now.
No. So, but we do actually want to give a little shout out. So, we say many times here on the show that, even though we're on our 5th season, 190 some episodes, we do get a lot of messages from people, a lot of DMs, a lot of comments from people that, reach out to us and thank us for our podcast, and they tell us how much they enjoy it. We've had the opportunity of meeting a lot of people, of coming across a lot of people who love the show and love what we do. But there was actually a very special couple that came up to us on Carnival on the Mile. Their name was Fermin and Ines, and they are from LA. They are from Los Angeles.
Yes, they are.
They're the Martha Darbys, the Cubans in Los Angeles. Yes. I know a lot of. There's a lot of Cubans in Los Angeles.
The longer we do this, the more
yes. And I've gotten to know even more Cubans in Los Angeles. But anyway, they were wonderful. They're from LA. Their family was in LA, and they've told us how their daughter loves the show.
They've gone to our trivia.
They've been to our trivia. They love the show, and they, again, they complimented that, that when they were in LA, they would listen to us, and it felt like they were talking to family, and they felt so again, like the Pero Primos, how we always say.
No, but their whole family across the whole country listens to us, and then they all compare notes.
Yes, and I was so are you sure it's us?
We're water cooler. We're water cooler topics.
Yes.
Who knew?
They get together on Sunday para comer lechon, and they talk about Pero let me tell you, and they were at Carnival on the Mile, and they took time out to go and tell us this, and it was very kind of them. And again, we share these stories with you, our listeners, because we thank you. We're 194 episodes in because of you guys. If not, we would have probably stopped. I think if nobody would have listened to us, we would have probably
after year 2.
Yeah, no, I don't think we would have made it to year 2. I think we would have made it to episode 39.
No, because we're both hard-headed. We would have done it for a year.
Yeah.
And then maybe in year 2 we would have stopped.
Right. Second season would have been second season, episode 14. It's not going to happen.
We're done.
It's fetch. It's not happening.
Mid-season cancellation.
It's fetch. It's not happening. It's Rita Ora. It's not happening. It's what else is not happening?
Cryptocurrency.
It's not happening. What else? There's something else that's not happening. That you and I joke about all the time, that it's not happening. What's not happening?
It'll come to you, and like an hour in, you'll be like, "That's what it was," because I cannot think of it.
There's something else that we always say. It's not happening. Okay, it'll happen.
It will.
It'll come in.
That will happen.
So thank you, everybody. So let's get to our regularly scheduled program.
Yes.
So,
in all fairness, this is our regular schedule.
Yeah, it kind of is. So, Kim Kardashian.
Okay.
Is in trouble this week.
Is she?
Something that she said. Dude, have you been under a rock?
You know what? I've just been with my day job. I've been very, 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 very packed, and I have not had. I think I'm still honestly tired from Saturday too. So what happened con la Kardashian?
Con la Kardashian. So se metió la pata en el.
Oh no! Where did she put la pata?
Where did she put la pata? She said this week.
Okay.
She was being interviewed, her and her sisters.
Oh wait, I think I know where this is going. Okay, continue.
She was being interviewed for, I'm not sure for what she was being interviewed, but they were being interviewed for something.
Probably for the new Hulu show that's coming up.
No, it was Variety.
Well, that makes sense. Variety probably was interviewing because of that.
They were doing a photo shoot or whatever, and they asked her what advice she had for women. Mm-hmm. And she pretty much said that women had to get off their butts, work hard, and make it happen because nobody wants to work these days.
Es verdad, la gente no quiere trabajar.
So she's been very much criticized
Mm-hmm.
over that because obviously she's somebody who, was born into significant privilege.
Right. And I mean, we all saw the job that she's good at.
Okay, well, I wasn't even going to go there. But she's gotten a lot of crap. And it's funny because I think that in the past few weeks or the past few months, everybody was sort of on like...
They were on her side.
On her side
Yeah.
with everything that's going on with Kanye.
Yeah.
Which is terrible. So there was sort of sympathy for Kim. But now with this quote that she gave...
And that was the full quote. This is not a
it
pull
was. It's
quote
on
situation.
video. It's on
Okay,
video.
okay.
It's on video.
No, because a lot of times people say things
Right.
that's like 3 paragraphs and they pull 2 sentences.
But I think what she was alluding to is that, she has worked hard to get where she is.
Mm-hmm.
And, that a lot of times what you see on Instagram or on social media, that's not given to you. You have to hustle and work to get whatever
who you telling?
lifestyle it
Yeah.
is that you have.
Yeah.
And, that nobody wants to work these days.
Right.
So what's your take on it?
I think it's one of those, the message is not incorrect, but the execution was. Because I think, again, this is us dissecting. And look, we could also make the argument off the bat that this is also someone who comes from money. So off the bat, like when they were calling Kylie, the self-made billionaire or whatever, it's
Right.
like, bullshit, you're not, right? But I think we've said this before. Say what you want about the Kardashians. They're the devil incarnate. They're the best or the worst, whatever. What you can't take away from them is that they do hustle. They do go out there and they do. Now, granted, they already had a platform, blah, blah, blah. But they do go out there and, there's a reason we know who they are. Mm-hmm. It's because they go out there and they put their face on everything. They're making the rounds of all the talk shows. So I think there might be a misconception nowadays where, if I'm pretty and I open up an Instagram, boom, I'll just be famous and that's it.
Right.
It could happen. But like you and I have said many times, there are many pretty people out there who have Instagrams. That's great. But if you don't have anything else, if you're just gonna, on Drag Race, they always tell, Michelle Visage always says to some of the drag queens, stop relying on that body. Like you've got to bring something else to the table.
Yeah.
Pretty's only gonna get you so far.
And as Beyonce says, pretty hurts.
It does. I should know.
Wow. That's a healthy dose of self-confidence we have there. No. Anyway, wow, that was great. So yeah, I agree with what you're saying. I also think in 194 episodes
or more, because we have bonus
I've made
episodes.
my grievances about the Kardashians many a times.
Yeah.
And I'm always a little weary of talking about them because I think there has been some negativity in terms of their impact, especially on girls. But, you and I are not young girls, so we're not necessarily the most appropriate people to talk about that,
Right.
I would say.
Right.
But I agree. Say what you will about her, that girl turned a sex tape into an empire.
I mean, shit. That's talent.
And we've always joked about this, but it's actually true. She was unknown when that sex tape came out.
Yeah.
And it was Ray J, Brandy's brother. His biggest claim to fame was being Brandy's brother. It's not like, her sex tape was with Brad Pitt.
Usher.
Right.
Right.
It was,
no.
it was, what? It was.
Yeah, it's not like
Ray J.
Yeah, it's not like it's not like the Pam and Tommy Lee.
Right, but Pam...
Where they were both famous at the time, but let's say if one of them hadn't been, the other person was so big.
Right. But hers, with Ray J. And it's not like when Ray J exploded after that. No pun intended. No. It's not like when Ray J skyrocketed.
I think more people know Rita Ora than Ray J.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
Rita Ora was in 50 Shades of Grey.
There you go.
Yeah. And she does have a successful recording career.
Abroad.
Just not here.
Just not here.
Well, she was on that one song with
Iggy Azalea.
Right. What was it called?
Black Widow?
Spider-Woman lady?
That's exactly what it was called, yes. And
that's how much I like that
song. And it
song.
was the theme to Hawthorne, yes.
That's how much I like that song. So, I mean, again, exactly what you said. Say what you will about them.
Right.
They've worked very hard to get what they've, for better or for worse.
For better or for worse, they've been around for how many
worked
years
very
now?
hard. And Chris Jenner.
For some reason, they're going to say Chris Kirkpatrick.
Chris Kirkpatrick from NSYNC. Did you know that Chris Kirkpatrick from NSYNC is the brainchild of the Kardashian empire? Wouldn't that be a hoot? Oh yeah, you laugh, but he was my favorite.
I liked him.
I liked Chris Kirkpatrick. Say what you will about anyone. You know, he was... I liked the hair. Like,
You remember him. He's memorable.
well, but so is all the other ones. I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest. If Lance would have not come out and been the gay one...
Oh, nobody. Yeah. I mean, he had to go to space.
Right.
Where's the lie? I mean...
I mean, good for him. We love him. You
No,
know?
listen,
Great.
and if I was to run into him, I'd be the first one being like, let's get a
Dude,
selfie.
if I ran into him, I'd be like, Lance. Like,
Yeah, I'd be like,
Lance
you dated
Bass.
Topanga.
Like, please.
Yeah.
Please. That's like nobody remembers the guy. Nobody remembers the guy that I don't even know
From
his
98
name
Degrees?
98 Degrees. See, you know what I'm
Right,
talking
because it's the
about.
brothers, the one that ran for office, and then the other one. Jeff
Right.
Timmons is the one that ran for office, I believe.
No, the one that ran for office is the one that nobody remembers.
Oh, Mira, for me, it's the reverse.
Yeah.
I remember him because he ran for office.
Right.
If he hadn't run for office, I'd only remember
Why do
two.
we know so much about this?
Jose asks me that all the time when I pull random shit. He's like, "Why do you know this? Why do you remember this?" I'm like, "But this is what's in there instead of algebra."
You're forgetting, TRL. Like,
Yeah, it was
we
a
went
huge
to
part,
TRL
yeah.
twice.
Yeah, TRL University.
Yes.
TRL U.
Yeah. I'm Darian Borges TRL. Forget my JD. Darian Borges TRL. So wait, what were the Backstreet? Well, my favorite Backstreet Boy was Howie.
Same.
Really? It was Howie?
There was something understated about Howie. You
That's
know?
understated. You know why I like Howie?
Actually, no. Kevin was the most understated.
Yes. I liked Howie because in the video of everybody, he was the vampire. And I thought he was the most badass one there, which he wasn't in the group. He was more, right, the understated, the quiet one. But I think that in the video for everybody.
Okay, wait. Nick was the mummy.
Yeah, just looked ridiculous.
Brian was the werewolf.
Brian was a werewolf, yeah.
Howie was a vampire.
Yeah.
Kevin was Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
Yes.
What was AJ?
Phantom of the Opera.
Okay.
Yeah. And just to be clear, now that we're talking about boy bands, I'm better let me tell you, why wouldn't we be talking about boy bands, right? Let's just go in neck deep.
Listen, I auditioned for one. I'm allowed to speak on the subject.
It's back. That's right, everyone. The Youth Fair is back, and 2022 is its 70th anniversary.
Parece mentira. The Youth Fair turned 70 in 2022. Okay, no 70-year-old has ever been this much fun.
That's right. It's got over 120 rides, attractions, and shows. Not to mention our favorite, the food.
Elephant ear, corn on the cob, and some of our newer, soon-to-be favorites like deep fried flan bites and churro s'mores. Anyone?
I can't think past the deep fried flan bites. Gotta say.
I get it. I totally get it.
Así que get to the Youth Fair from Thursday, March 17th through Sunday, April 10th to be part of the celebration. And visit fairexpo.com for more info or tickets. Remember, be there, the fair. Okay, you know what? Have you said that story?
I think I have.
Because I mean, I've said my real world story many times. I think,
I want to say that I have told this story,
Well, I think you should say.
but
it again. We have a lot of new listeners.
we do have a lot of new listeners. So
The mic is yours.
the mic is mine. So what was it? Were we freshmen in college?
It was 2000.
Oh, it was 2000?
It was late 1999 because I know this because of Destiny's Child when Latoya
Yes,
and Latanya
correct.
left,
Okay,
right?
okay, yes.
That's my reference
Yes,
of
so-
when you auditioned for the...
So it was like early 20s, shall we say. Okay, yes, okay. So I had always been like, because not to toot my own horn, but like I can dance. I know I can dance. It's a thing.
Of course,
I just,
baby, you're like the best.
but I didn't say I'm the best, but I can dance. I mean, I know I have rhythm. And so I had
You
always
can dance for inspiration.
Are you waiting?
Yeah, that
Okay. So, I always said like, oh, if there's ever an audition for a boy band, I'm going to audition. I can't sing I could probably not even hold a note in a bucket. But so whatever, we did it. I went there. We did the whole spiel. I had the whole spiel. I took headshots and the whole nine, right? Like, and by headshots, I mean like my friend Rolly came to my house with his camera and then I developed them. I still have them.
Well, Rolly was a photographer.
He was a photographer.
So,
that is true.
I mean,
That is
let's
true.
not-
Yeah. Let's not diminish the quality. I do still have those pictures, and I'm going to look for them, and I'm going to post them.
Oh, of course.
I'm going to post them. So whatever. So, oh my God, I was so young. I just look like a little boy in the pictures retroactively. So whatever. So we get there. So I get there, and I'm like, okay, well, sign up for the audition, and it's a cattle call. Like, it's an open audition. There's everybody and their mother there.
Now, when you auditioned, okay, you knew there was going to be dancing. Did you wear the typical dancer uniform when they auditioned?
No, I did not.
And for what I mean by this, listeners, I don't know if you've ever seen videos of like behind the scenes of like dancers auditioning
Or like Fame.
for like a tour for like, Janet Jackson or Madonna's tour.
Right.
Or they're learning a routine. It's like if I were to go learn a routine, I would have like
I'll go comfortable.
I'll go wear a t-shirt with like probably very slim type of shorts or something.
Right.
No, these people go with like a long like sleeve shirt.
There's always flannel.
There's flannel with like
Always
baggy
flannel.
jeans, and then they have a shirt tied around their neck and like a hoodie. I'm like, you have too much clothing.
There's always an
You
ensemble,
have too much clothing
For
to
dance.
be, dancing.
especially when you already have to learn a routine.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so,
So no. So I did not. I don't remember what I wore,
we're
but
gonna get back to Kim Kardashian.
But I know I did not wear the dancer ensemble, as it were. So, whatever, I get there. The first thing they had us do was the dance audition, which I nailed. Again, I was not worried about, but okay, what do you want me to be humble? I'm a good dancer. I know how to dance. Now, I do remember that I had not heard it yet, but they played Jumpin' Jumpin' by Destiny's Child. Right. That was the song that they were playing for the dance audition. I actually still remember how the routine started.
Because it's 11:30 and the club is
Jumping. So, I went through that whole thing. I made it to the next round. During the break, however, gossip started to float around.
Oh, no, not gossip.
Gossip started to float around because the next day there was auditions for a girl group. But the gossip that was floating around was that they were looking to replace 2 members of a girl group.
But they didn't say Destiny's Child.
They didn't say Destiny's Child.
I mean, it wasn't the Spice Girls.
Right, exactly. It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't Dream. So.
Oh, Dream. Oh my gosh.
Or
Danny Kaye. No, was Danny Kaye?
No.
they weren't around.
Bewitched. It wasn't Bewitched.
Wow, Dream. No, love me,
Loves me not. Yeah.
Okay.
So afterwards, timing wise, we figured that was an audition to replace the girls from Destiny's Child. Like,
You could have been Michelle.
well, I don't think I had what they were looking for.
I mean, I think you could have pulled it off.
Maybe nowadays I could have, because I could have just said that gender's a construct.
Right.
Right.
It's a social construct.
Right. And, try to deny me. But then, I went, and then the singing part, like, I knew I wasn't going to go far with the singing.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
But yeah, so I didn't make the boy band, but later found out, again,
The
just
boy band was
O-Town.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
It would have been O-Town. Based on,
Who
again,
would
on
you
the
have been-
timing.
Who would you have been in O-Town?
I don't know. Because number one, I don't really remember their personalities
Trevor?
too much. I know
Ashley
Ashley
Parker,
Parker,
Angel Williams.
Camilla Bowles.
Wow. Then there was the white guy with the dreads, which I don't even know his name. The one that got called a lab rat in front of Planet Hollywood on New Year's Day. Why do I know all of this?
Wow. Your memory.
I used to watch Making the Band.
Yeah, but your memory is something else.
Did we just
No, I
discover
know, but man.
me? Like, yes, what's his name? Okay, him.
Those 5 of them.
Yes. Then there was the main singer that was not in the original lineup. I forget his name. And then there was Eric Estrada.
Eric Estrada.
Eric Estrada, the guy from Chips. That was his name. Eric Estrada. His name was Eric Estrada.
Are you serious?
He was the lad-looking guy.
So wasn't there one that was biracial as well? Trevor. Okay.
I like Trevor. Trevor was my favorite.
I couldn't tell you who was who.
Okay, my Google is like reading this.
It's like
Eric Estrada, O-Town. Eric Michael Estrada.
oh, what are the odds that there'd be 2 Eric Estradas in pop culture? What are the odds? That's almost as odds-wise, that's almost as coincidental as 2 Melanies in one group.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course. So you could have been in O-Town and you would have been in Making the Band. And you would have sung, if you would have been in O-Town, you would have contributed to the most karaoke song, I think, ever.
All or Nothing?
All or Nothing.
That song, actually, I really like that song.
That's a great song.
That song is really great.
That's a great song. Whatever. Come at us.
I like Liquid Dreams, too. I don't care.
I like Liquid Dreams. You know what? I don't care.
I don't care.
Like Liquid Dreams.
I don't give a shit. You know what? Come at me.
That is one of the worst
Bring it.
songs ever.
I don't care.
I don't care. It's good.
Bring
it's
it.
Good. It's so good.
It's fun. Shit. They had another single.
Because I want no. They had they had in their second album. They went like a little bit more mature, as boy bands do.
As they do, right.
And it was
When they become, men bands.
These are the days.
But Liquid Dreams wasn't the first single.
Liquid Dreams was the first single. Then it was All or Nothing, and then the third single from their first album. They were on a boat. Why do we know this? Why do we know this? Why do we know this? Okay, we need to move on.
So going back to Kim Kardashian.
Going back to Kim Kardashian. It's kind of hard to go back to
I
Kim
don't know how we're going to
Kardashian.
do it, but we're going to. We're gonna.
That's a lot of boy band in one conversation.
Here's how we'll do it.
Aw, you know what I thought about?
Making the Band?
No, now that we're talking about late 90s boy bands, LFO.
LFO. Oh, I know. Who's left? The O?
I don't know.
Oh, no, wait. No, because those weren't their initials.
Well,
it was
no,
light funky ones.
The two singers died.
No, I know, but it was... no.
Because
Rich was the first one to pass away.
Right, and then the one who sings "Girl on TV,"
the one with the green eyes,
he died too.
Yeah,
that's I like that song.
I like them.
Wish for
generally
your
speaking.
shining star. If I'm being 100% honest, that's the first time I heard of Abercrombie and Fitch.
I think that's the most time most people had heard of Abercrombie and Fitch.
Yeah,
on a big scale.
Yeah. So back to Kim Kardashian.
Yes. MTV, Diddy had Making the Band.
Back to Kim Kardashian. So, I mean, I think that the problem is that she comes from a lot of privilege.
Yes.
And especially in this day and age, that there's so many issues with just work-life balance and with people being paid fair wages. Yeah. It's really sort of hypocritical for anybody that comes from such a privileged background to say that people
get to work.
Now, I think we know what she was trying to say, but as you said, the execution was wrong.
Right.
I think that what she was trying to say is, you need to make it happen. Right? It's not going to happen for you, even if she has a tremendous advantage and a tremendous head start. Right. But again, it's one of those there's a duality to it because she does come from privilege.
Right.
She had a hell of a head start, but they did build an empire, and as we've said, love them or hate them, we're still talking about them on this show. Here we are talking about them for a reason. So yeah. For better or for worse. So.
They should send Kendall to the Ukraine to hand out Pepsis.
No, that didn't work too well the first time around.
Okay.
So.
Well, maybe second time's a charm.
Yeah.
You never know.
So, oíste who's had a bad week también?
Oh, who else?
Jussie Smollett.
So I had not heard about this until literally right before we were recording.
So Jussie Smollett was sentenced this week, and he got 150 days in jail.
Do you think he's going to get all 150?
Probably not. But the point is he's going to jail.
Right.
No,
I know, but
do not. What is it?
Do not pass go. Don't collect $200. Yeah.
He's going to jail, and he's getting 30 months probation. He also has to, I think, return the money of the investigation. Like there's a restitution involved there, and the judge went on a tirade against him.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. The judge told him off, and the judge told him that he was pretty much a media-seeking whore, and called him.
Speaking of Kardashians,
a charlatan.
Charlatan.
And that he did this all for attention, especially at the time that
it happened. Yeah,
that the country was so divided and we were so sensitive that he took advantage of people's sensitivity. And,
I was one of those people who, when it first happened, I was just like up in arms.
You know what? What really upsets me about this whole situation is that I watched Empire because of him.
Yeah, he was the breakout star.
He had everything going for him.
Yeah.
He was good looking, young,
talented,
sing, super talented. Like he had he checked every single box.
Yeah.
He didn't need to do this. And he was, on one of the most popular shows
To say breakout star is an understatement.
at that time.
Yeah.
So it's not like, Jussie Smollett was a has-been and he was trying to revive his career.
Right,
and,
right.
This
Right.
happened. He was on a high artistically and professionally, and he did that. And yeah, like you, I was like, no, I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe it. But, when...
And I feel very foolish, for being... Again, what pisses me off the most about it is that, you take a situation that has happened all across the globe, gay bashing, and as if that wasn't bad enough, right? Like in and of itself, then you decide to, add another layer that just takes advantage of the rising fire that was already happening in this country. And it's just like for your own personal gain, dude. Like, I'm sorry. No. Caca. You don't, like, no, fuck you. You don't do that, yo.
Yeah, and the fact that the city of Chicago spent all this time, effort, and labor investigating that's like, that is the type of thing that when people come up with these plans, they lose track at the resources that go into doing that. That's like, I'll never forget a few years ago or some years ago, I forgot her name, the lady who I think on her wedding day she disappeared. Yeah, she disappeared on her wedding day because she didn't want to get married. Runaway bride.
Okay.
Right? But what happened was that she like really disappeared. Like she didn't tell anybody where she was going. Ni la amiga. Right? And the city spent, I don't know how much time and effort looking for
Resources,
her.
yeah.
Like it was that type of search that they were looking for her in fields. Like,
shit.
Yes, in people's barn. Like that type of stuff. And then when they found her, they almost killed her. Like,
You should have stayed hidden.
Vete pa allá.
Yeah. You would have been better off if you had never been found.
Yeah, so anyway.
I don't get it. I don't get it. And even from the perspective of like, I mean, the bare cynicalness of it all, right? Which is, it's like, well, it's for publicity. I'm like, there's so many other things you can do for publicity.
You could do a sex tape.
You could do exactly. Exactly.
Although let's be honest, will a sex tape even be a thing nowadays? OnlyFans.
Okay, but at the time, and he's a gay black man, so it's not something we'd seen before. In terms of leaked celebrity sex tapes.
I guess.
Well, if you're the first.
I guess, but yeah, there was an Eric Michael Estrada.
Exactly. So, there's got to be a first time for everything.
Right.
Yeah.
It's funny when you looked at me. I mean, obviously it's in audio format,
right.
So nobody saw this. When I said Eric Estrada was in O-Town, you were like, you were thinking of Eric Estrada.
I started thinking back like, oh, was he right? I was like, was he in like a video or something? As like a joke, like ha ha ha. Here's Eric Estrada. Like that. That's where my mind went. Immediately went to that.
Of course it does. So,
well, where else is it going to go?
Yeah. So what do you have for me?
So I want to bring something up that's a little closer to home. Actually, let me. I have two things that I'm vacillating between, but I'll bring up this one. So, you know how we're saying that property values are just ridiculous nowadays, right?
You think?
We've got property values, we've got HOAs run amok, 400% increases, as we've talked in the past. Mm-hmm. So recently, there was a house in my parents' neighborhood. Mm-hmm. They tore. It's a regular plot, terreno común, whatever. I mean, again, my parents' neighborhood very well.
Not too far from my parents' neighborhood.
At all. They tore the house down. They built a new house. The house is very pretty that they put up on the house, that they put up on the lot, and it's very mod. No pega con el barrio, the house, at all.
Right. It's one of these ultra modern.
Yeah,
like,
it's all white
right,
and it's all beautiful. It's a beautiful house, but it doesn't match the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. Do you want to know how much the house sold for?
$650. More? Mm-hmm. $720. Mm-mm. More? Mm-hmm. In your parents' neighborhood?
Yep. Literally across the street from my parents' block.
$800? No.
$1 million.
Are you serious?
Yes. On Sunday, after we left Carnaval, I think you dropped me off because I went back. I went and had dinner with my parents, and they were telling me, they were like, tú sabes la casa esa que derrumbaron, hicieron la casa nueva, que está lindísima la casa, pero no pega por nada.
And it's sold, or is it listed?
Sold to the point where my mom is like, sí, ya yo los he visto caminando un perro por ahí, like the new neighbors.
What is the size of that lot?
They told me, but I don't remember.
But is it the same size as a lot of your parents?
No, because my parents has a corner house.
So it's smaller.
So it's smaller, correct.
Right.
Right.
And your parents' lot, it's bigger because it's a corner house, but it's not like, an acre.
No, right.
It's a regular
just
suburban
comparatively speaking,
lot.
it's the corner lot, so it's bigger, right?
That's incredible.
$1 million. I immediately, when they told me that, I was like, I need to write this down to bring it up on the show.
Yeah, that's what we're heading, and nobody's doing anything about it. Instead,
because now the next time that somebody lifts the house,
right,
it's not asking.
So,
it's I got it.
Right. So in that particular case, they look at comparables, as we know. That house is not a comparable to everything else there, but it still will inflate the rest of the property value there.
My parents probably can't get $1 million, but they can probably ask for it easily $700 to $800.
Your parents' house can easily sell in the mid to high 600s. Easily.
I'm not saying they're going to get it, but they can ask. I'm
No,
saying,
no, no,
that's
no,
it. Based on that million and whatever, my parents can ask.
They will get it.
No, I'm saying, but my parents can ask for a good 700, and they'll get it.
My uncle sold his house in October, and my uncle lived by 112 and Miller. Mm-hmm. Those houses are a little bit bigger than your parents' house.
Yeah.
But whatever, it's the same.
It's again, it's
area.
not like it's an acre, right?
And
right.
he sold it, and they have a pool. He sold it for $650, and it's probably more now.
And that was how long ago?
That was in like November.
Okay,
October,
so not even
November.
a year.
Yeah.
Not even a year.
That's ridiculous. So, I would tell you that our state government should do something about that. But instead,
they're focusing on more important things.
They're focusing on more important things like the Don't Say Gay bill,
right.
the 15-week abortion ban, and now the one that passed today of teachers and what they could talk about in terms of, history and slavery and white guilt and all that. We can't talk about we don't talk about none of that. No. So instead we're passing these culture war issues. Do you know that affordable housing was not on the agenda?
I believe it.
At all.
I believe it. Why bother with something you don't care about?
Right. It wasn't on the agenda at all.
Why bother with something?
So instead...
Here's the thing. Affordable housing is not going to win elections because nobody gets riled up over affordable housing.
Right. Well, they do, but...
It's not sexy.
Right.
I mean...
Affordable housing is not sexy.
It's not sexy. Affordable housing is like the Lane Bryant of issues.
Don't do that to the people that shop at Lane Bryant. Oh
Lane
God.
Bryant is...
Have I ever told you my aunt's story with Lane Bryant?
No. Or maybe you have, but I don't.
So my aunt goes to the Lane Bryant that used to be in Town and Country. My aunt is like 5'3" and weighs like, I don't know, 120.
Soaking wet.
20, 30 pounds.
If that.
And she's like, see, she goes to Lane Bryant. Right. And you have to hear her telling the story. She goes into Lane Bryant and she's like, hi, aquí hay size petite. And then, and then when she says this, she's like, ay, se me cayó la cara de vergüenza. And it's funny because that was my aunt.
And in all fairness, I didn't say it because of the size thing. I just felt that Lane Bryant has very conservative clothing.
No, if you want to talk conservative women's clothing, let's go to Talbot's.
Okay, Talbot's. Okay, yes. Okay.
Is it Talbot's or Talbot's?
Talbots? Apostrophe S. Talbot's.
The one with the red door.
Yes. We all know what we're talking about, okay?
Yes.
Okay.
That's really sexy.
It's a sea of beige.
So,
nothing's hotter than tan.
Tan and azul Prusia.
Oh.
Navy blue. Is that a great word in Spanish?
Prusia.
You know what's so funny? I have said azul Prusia all my life, and I never realized that it's blue Persian.
Like Prussian blue?
Yes, Prussian blue. Like, I never stopped to think about it.
I wonder why in Spanish it's a blue from a country, and in English it has a military.
I don't know. I like the Spanish,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, they're talking about Persia. Like, Prusia. So is this what, like, in Castilian?
Yes, that's probably where it came from. Trajeron el azul de Prusia.
De Prusia.
De Prusia.
There we go. Wait, what were we talking about?
The issues that affordable housing is just not a sexy issue, and so therefore it's not.
It's not a sexy issue. Who cares about affordable housing, right?
I mean, I think of these are things I think of, and I don't know. Maybe I'm just maybe I'm wacky. when it comes to things like affordable housing, I know that there's, there's only so far you can go and there's only so many things you can do, blah, 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 blah. Fine. We're going to caveat, right? But the back of my mind always wonders, people who tend to be against affordable housing or don't think it's important are also the same people who feel that things like homelessness and things like that are, a pox on society, right?
To quote Ileana Garcia, homelessness is a choice.
It's not permanent.
God.
Que analfabeta.
So.
Feel like I lost my train of thought.
Okay, what were you saying about homeless?
You would think that, if you want to curb this, because again, it all comes down to, if you want people to work, if you want people to do things and be productive, you have to allow them the opportunities to do it, right? I'm not saying that everybody's going to become a doctor and make $1 million, but you can't set the bar at a place where people just cannot do it and then turn around and say, well, it's your fault.
Well, yeah.
But I'm saying, but doesn't anybody realize this? I'm not that smart, and I think these things through. I can't be the only one.
Well, because here's the problem.
I'm not saying give everybody housing. I'm not saying
when you're talking about homelessness and.
But I'm saying in general.
But let's talk about the homeless issue.
Because if this housing market keeps going, eventually you're just going to have a huge crisis on your hand that doesn't seem to be.
Let's talk a second about the homeless problem. The problem with the homeless problem is that no politician really cares, because these are people that are probably not going to vote.
That's fair.
So
I'm starting to see homeless people all up and down Coral Way. Mm-hmm. Where growing up we didn't see that.
You and I were in Lincoln Road the other day. You never saw homeless people on Lincoln Road.
There were homeless people on Lincoln Road. No. I say this as someone, when I would come out from SCORE, late at night, there were people. Maybe not that many, but there were people.
But you never saw people in Lincoln Road. Because, I also made my rounds in Lincoln Road, and you never saw people in Lincoln Road sleeping.
I did.
I didn't.
I did.
Or at least maybe you would see one, but you would not see the amount of people that you see.
It wasn't a tent city, but I would see them there, and I would see them sleeping there. Yes, I would, because they would get into the little door, the doorways, not the doorway per se, but how everything in Lincoln Road is indented. They would sleep in there, so they wouldn't be in a.
Indented?
You know what I mean? You're walking down Lincoln Road. The storefronts in Lincoln Road, for the most part, at least the older structures.
The entrance to the stores are behind the
walkway, the walkway area. Yes. Okay. Yes. You know what I was talking about. Like you the other day. So they would, seek shelter there because it was out of the way and they weren't quote unquote bothering anybody. So I will challenge you on that, because I do recall seeing that many times.
I don't recall seeing, and I made my rounds in Lincoln Road too. But the point is that there's a lot of homeless people on Lincoln Road now, or in that area. And yeah, that's going to continue being a problem. They're not going to do anything about it. And, because...
but like you said, they don't vote, so...
People are making money. And, they eventually... we've talked about this here on the podcast many a times, and if gentrification is a double-edged sword, because everybody wants their property value to go up,
right.
And
nobody wants to live in a slum,
and everybody wants nice things, and there's nothing wrong with that, but there has to be a balance. So if you're building luxury high-rises and you have all these developers making millions upon millions upon millions of dollars, you also should carve out, right, for there to be affordable housing. And there's many, many ways of doing that, through either tax breaks or tax
subsidies,
incentives to these developers so they could build. Because what happens in a lot of times is that the city will give a developer a tax break or a tax incentive in lieu of them building 200, 300, 400, 500 units of affordable housing. Right. Whatever that may look like, whether it's apartments, single, townhouses, whatever. But that's not. Aquí they can't even pass, to change a light bulb.
Yeah, maybe they should try it with Bitcoin.
With Bitcoin, yeah.
It's very affordable now. Miami coin is very affordable now.
Very affordable.
It's worth less than the ruble.
Wow. You have a PR problem when it's worth less than the ruble.
Less than the ruble during a war. So yeah.
En eso estamos.
Yeah. It's bad. Yeah.
So yeah, that's a huge. I mean, we've been here on this show. We've talked about that 100 times, and I could tell you, I'm not an expert in the real estate market, but I have worked real estate on many ends, and I have an understanding and a knowledge of the real estate market, specifically in South Florida. And what's happening now is what happened the last time around. It's a lot of greed.
Who were we talking to the other day? I was saying it's a bubble within a bubble.
Ojalá.
Yes.
There's people making a lot of money, and they don't care. They don't care as long as they get their commission. And they go on then on Instagram and they show. What I love is like all these freaking realtors. And again, it's nothing against realtors because I myself
everybody needs a job.
Yeah, but these people that are like, oh, I just got a $1 million contract. I'm like, yeah, good for you, but
that's not every day.
Yes, it's well. I beg to differ. It's becoming more and more common.
Well, okay,
because as you see now,
fair enough.
$1 million Dante, you're like, ay, tremenda mansión. Now,
$1 million now is a house in Westchester.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. No, my parents, hace como un año atrás, they were like, no, they're making these houses no sé dónde. And, your mom and I were thinking, we should maybe look for a smaller house. And I'm like, if you sell this house, where are you going to go? Because you can't afford anything. Y va a empezar de nuevo. Like, you know what? Just stay here. Stay here. Ride this out. You're gonna go somewhere new and start to have a new garden and a new.
But the problem is that if you sell a house, if you sell a house and you make a killing out of the house, okay, great.
Where do you go? Where are you gonna go?
Unless you go to a much cheaper city or state.
At this point, you'd have to go out of state. Because even Orlando is not cheap. North Florida.
I've had friends and family come to me to talk to me about that, and they're like, "Oh, because my house has like $300,000 in equity," and I'm like, "Right, but you still have kids to raise, so you need a single family home or something to put your kids in,
right? You can't put them in a storage,
So like, where are you going to move to? And you want to stay in Dade County, like, where are you going to move to? Okay, great, you just made $300,000 of your house. ¿Pa dónde tú te vas?
No, that's what I told my parents. That's what I told my parents.
Then maybe they'll be
because
cheaper.
You can't even go to an apartment nowadays.
No, you can't even go to Homestead because Homestead used to be sort of like the last.
My sister's house has gone up in value.
Of
ridiculous.
Course it has.
Yeah.
Homestead used to be sort of the last bastion of like where you could get a single family home,
the nice
with
house,
a good yard.
Right.
And granted, there's drawbacks to Homestead, but you could get a house. You could get a nice house in a new developed neighborhood. And, some people hate that. Some people love that. The point is you can get the house.
Affordable, yeah.
For like $200,000, $250,000. You could get tremenda casa de 4 cuartos y 2 pisos.
Yeah.
Right? Now that's not the case anymore. Mm-hmm. So now, what used to make Homestead very appealing is not appealing anymore because now it's gone up. I still think in proportion to other parts of Miami,
it's still cheaper,
right. But it's still a lot more. So yeah, that's a problem. And interest rates are going up again. So yeah. So anyway, wow, that took a turn.
It did take a turn
from boy bands to
mortgage rates. But okay, so I know we're creeping up on the hour mark more or less, but I kind of wanted to bring up something that's actually pretty silly and frivolous, but I think sometimes we do really well with that. Mm-hmm. So this week I was actually on Woobro with Neri and Mike Mercadal. So thank you guys if you're listening for inviting me on the show.
I've told Neri several times that he needs to have some sort of episode on The Shining because I consider...
Well, that's Shiver.
Or whatever podcast.
That's David on Shiver.
Well, but Neri does that too.
Yeah, but Shiver is David.
Okay, well, David.
Yeah.
Who, David is my, bro. My
He's
buddy,
your bond bro.
Huh?
He's your bond bro.
We love David.
We do love David.
We do love David.
We love them all.
We love them all. But I've told them I am the expert on The Shining, so
just make it happen.
Just make it happen.
Just make it happen.
Like, actually do it because of me.
You know what? That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. You know what? Nowadays, ask for what you want in life.
So, David and Neri, if you're listening, do an episode on
The Shining on Shiver.
Yes.
But no, so what I was going to, so when I was doing the show, Mike Mercadal, who was also co-hosting on the episode, brought up a question that I was like, you know what? I have to bring this up on the show. It's a type of question that doesn't necessarily have an answer, but could take hours and hours to argue.
Dime.
Are there more wheels or doors in the world?
Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, who came up with that question?
I don't know, but I haven't stopped thinking about
wheels.
it. That's where I'm leaning towards too.
Because there's always more than one. Unless it's a unicycle, una carreta.
But that's still one. But that's still a wheel.
It's still a wheel, right?
Right. And then I even started expanding the scope, like a
'Cause it
wheel
usually
of
comes in-
cheese.
It usually comes in doubles or quadruples.
Right. But then Neri brought up that, okay, yeah. But like, let's say if you have a car, right, it has 4 wheels, but then it also has doors. And do you count count the trunk as a door too?
Okay, wait. Neri makes a very good point. Are we talking... Okay, when you said doors, I thought about like the door of a house. But a house has multiple doors inside of it.
Yes, but think about all the things and all of the equipment and things that we have that have wheels inside of them.
Define wheels.
That's the key. How big or how narrow or how wide do you want to go with the definition?
Are we having a wheel in... Okay, is it a wheel...
Because I included a wheel of cheese.
I think we have to define doors and wheels.
I know, but that's half the fun.
Okay, because if you don't define wheel, if you don't define a trapdoor...
Oh, that should count.
Yeah.
That should count. But I'm thinking like a wheel like inside of a watch.
Right.
That should count.
Or like, a wheel in like... There's so many like round wheels in like
a coffee maker. And
yes,
yeah.
in a given machine.
Right. That's why. Right. So that's why I lean toward wheels.
Okay, where did they come up with this question? I'm so fascinated.
But I love
wheels
it.
or doors?
But then you start thinking like, okay, but in terms of doors, right? So like, do the doors in like a dollhouse counts?
Right.
Doors in like the little advent calendars, do those count?
We could get so into
I know.
Lego doors.
Lego doors, that count. That has to count. It's a door.
Yes.
Jim Morrison and his bandmates, that counts.
That counts. That's 5 right there.
That's 5 doors right there.
Oh, how about door cover bands?
Oh, well, see, okay, now it's getting interesting. This is why I wanted to bring it up, because I'm like...
My mind is blown.
Yes.
But then I think about like an apartment building. Look how many doors, closet doors.
But think of all the things inside of them.
Gabinete.
Right, but think of all the things inside of the apartments that could have wheels inside of them.
Oh my God. This is such a good question.
I mean, some of those apartments could have skates.
Oh my God. You know what's like a clusterfuck? Like a ship. A cruise ship. Oh. All the doors and wheels inside of it.
I think cruise ships just balance each other out.
Yes.
I think it's a wash.
Think about all, like, everything in terms of the engineering of the cruise ship, all the wheels, the propeller itself.
The propeller? Yes, you could argument.
Are wheels. But, think about all the doors.
In the casinos, is the little thing a wheel?
Yes, that's a wheel.
in the slot machine,
the
roulette is a wheel.
Oh.
If they have a lazy Susan on the table, that's a wheel.
But think of all the doors. The closet door, the bathroom door, la gabinete door,
yep.
The door to the closet, which
if
is
if there's a balcony, the door for the balcony
door. Okay, are we including sliding doors too?
We have to.
Okay.
So Gwyneth Paltrow.
Right.
She counts.
Oh, yes. Oh, wow. Took me a second. Wow. Okay, how did you guys discuss this?
Mike Mercadal, he's a comedian. He just brought it up. He's like, so what gets people this question, and then we just kind of went off on on a bit. I don't know where he got it from, but I think he said he saw it on Twitter or something like that.
Are there more doors or wheels
in the world?
Well, that's like it's always like I have to stop myself because I start thinking about it, and I used to talk to my cousin about this all the time. How many grains of sand are there?
Oh,
just in the trunk of my car from going to the beach, there is like half of the Sahara. Yeah. And it's terrible. Mira que yo, when I go to the beach, yo me meto abajo de la ducha.
Doesn't matter.
And mira, I'm like, all the sand is gone.
You bang your shoes.
Then I go to the bathroom because usually I go eat after, and I También, I wash myself in the bathroom, but somehow there's always a little pocket of sand that is like, guess what?
There's always at least a pound of sand in my taint. I don't know how it gets there.
Okay, we didn't have to go there. Why are we there? Okay, edit that out, please. Oh. Wow. Anyway, okay, so I didn't think that conversation was going there. Oh, you know what I just thought about? Completely off topic. What has been my like Halloween costume I've always wanted to be?
Zangief?
Yeah, this is not a good time to be Zangief.
Oh no.
I mean, although he's Soviet, but you know that stock hasn't.
Well, that's where they're going at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
From Russia with love.
see, no, I'm not accepting that because that's gonna be like that excuse that you're gonna use to never do
Oh
it.
yeah, Chico, with everything going on with Russia, with Pussy Riot. I mean, oh yeah, if Pussy Riot was rioting when there wasn't riots, so now that there are, where are they? Oh yeah, you didn't see that one coming. I think I'm gonna give my last soda to Pussy Riot,
Oh,
who was
Lord.
ahead of its time.
Oh, my God.
For so many reasons. Do we know anything that Pussy Riot sings? Where's Tattoo? All the things she said, all the things she said.
Well, they said that we were not gonna get them, so
Okay,
that's
that
yes.
Oh my god, them and Pussy Riot should do a reunion.
Well,
Not the
no.
Lilith Fair.
But the thing with Tattoo is, because I don't know, one day for some reason I wound up in a Wikipedia hole and I looked at their Wikipedia page.
Right.
They like renounced the whole like lesbian angle thing and all this and that. No. But they're married to men and have kids.
Right,
and
but
everything.
okay, but I thought that okay. Wait,
But
wait,
they
wait.
say that they were like forced to do that.
Okay, but I
shtick
thought
and
that
blah,
when
blah,
they did that song, we knew they weren't really lesbians.
blah. I don't know anything anymore. They're Russian.
No. We knew they weren't lesbians. They were just talking about girl love. You know?
You say that like it's a thing.
well, it's not permanent. It's not permanent.
Well, clearly, Tattoo,
Clearly.
it wasn't
Well, there
permanent
we
for
go.
them. There you go.
Ilyana
Damn it, she was
Marcel,
proven
damn it,
right.
damn it.
Damn it.
No, seriously. But I just think that they were talking. No. I remember. Hello, TRL. I remember this. That they were just saying that it was like their experience with a girl. That it didn't necessarily mean that
It was during that whole faux lesbian pop music thing.
Was Willa Ford involved in somehow with them?
Nope, she's doing interior design now.
Willa Ford.
Yeah. I don't know why I know that, but it's just
She should do a crossover with Vanilla Ice.
oh,
Oh my god, we're on a roll with this shit.
this episode brought to you by people no one remembers.
You know who we remember and I love?
Who?
I should give her not my last soda. I should give her like my last 12 pack.
Oh,
Since we're talking about TRL, who was the sweetest, nicest that we all loved?
Hoku?
No. But
Mandy?
she was Mandy.
I think you've given it to her before.
I'm sure I have.
I think you have, yeah.
When Just For Us came out. Wait, no, what's the name of the show? This is us.
Just for us?
For Us.
That sounds like hair care for older women.
Just For Us. Mandy Moore is a national treasure. I have to tell you,
She is.
people haven't realized it yet because she's still too young.
Oh, I mean, she's not.
Well, she's in her 30s.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
I forget that because, then I watch those commercials for This Is Us and she's all, old.
No.
So
We're talking about Mandy Moore, not Rebecca.
Right. But that's the thing is because because I watch Days of Our Lives and they advertise This Is Us all wall to wall during Days. So
Right. Yeah, she's a national treasure. She really is. She should get a street in her name or something.
maybe she has one in Orlando.
Is she originally from Orlando?
Yeah.
She actually has a tour coming out.
Really?
She's not coming here.
What's the closest? Let's go.
Georgia, Atlanta.
Well, we have a place to stay.
Yeah, I think we should go.
We should go. Let's just go.
Be like, Mandy, we drove from Miami.
And we came in a Volkswagen.
Love always, Mandy. Yeah, she's a national treasure.
Yeah. I agree.
She really is.
I heart Mandy Moore.
Wait, who else do we know? Who else from that time is gone? Didn't really
When I was gonna say gone, that's they're not dead.
not gone. Hoku, wow, that's
That's a deep
wait,
cut.
what was Hoku's song?
So the song that I remember of hers was Perfect Day from Legally Blonde.
Right. Perfect.
Another Dumb Blonde.
Day, nothing
And she had a ballad, I think.
Oh, of course she had a ballad.
Everybody did.
Wait.
Listen, her father was Don Ho.
Okay, well, there we go. Oh, excuse me. ¿Te acuerdas that video that Christina Milian had when they put all that black tar on her?
Oh, you felt very
I
uncomfortable
felt
watching
very
that.
uncomfortable. I was like, this looks like gang
It's
rape.
not going to end well.
This is
Yeah, it's not going to end
This is
well.
not cute, Christina Milian. This is
No.
not cute.
No.
I mean, I know she was trying to make it to the top of TRL, but it just...
With that said, Christina, feel free to come on our show.
Well, she is Cuban.
She is Cuban. That's what I'm saying. Feel free to come on our show.
What is she doing nowadays?
Why do I always have the answer to that question
Right,
when
I
you
don't know.
ask?
She should be doing a tour with Vanessa Hudgens. I don't know why.
Well, she was on the show Grandfathered with John Stamos and Josh Peck. She was the baby mama for Josh Peck's baby.
Okay.
I believe that she was also on some Vice show, like cooking with weed type of thing.
Okay.
And she was in something else recently that I can't remember. But yes, she's still active. She's still doing things.
Okay. Okay.
So again, Christina, come on the show.
Christina and Vanessa Hudgens. What is she doing nowadays?
I know the answer. Why do I always know the answer?
Because you auditioned for O-Town.
It's true. She was in the Netflix movie Tick, Tick, Boom. And she was just presenting in the SAG Awards.
Oh. So she's done things after...
High School Musical?
No, after Grease?
Yeah, after Grease, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yes,
Okay.
she's remained active, yes.
Okay, good for her.
The one that I can't find anything on, and I keep looking and looking, is Crystal Bernard.
Wait, Crystal Bernard? Oh, from Wings!
Yeah.
Okay, I was thinking TRL. I'm like... Wait.
No, but she's the only person that I look up and I can't find anything. Even her Wikipedia is very like por arribita.
Wait, what was the song that she sang?
I wanna take forever tonight
With Peter Cetera. Right,
And she wrote it.
right. See, everybody talks about Wings. I still think of It's a Living. Okay, we're going off.
As we are wont to
We're
do.
going off. It's soda time, right?
It is soda time.
Okay, so this week, I'm going to keep it
Simple.
Simple. So, you know how we always give gasless Cokes or gasless sodas? Mm-hmm. This week, it's not even going to be a gasless soda. It's going to be un batido de Chapapote.
Oh!
And I'm going to give it to Ileana Garcia.
Well, thank you, because that's what I was going to give mine to.
Well, we'll give a dual. We'll give an extra large
batido de
Chapapote to Ileana Garcia, who said that LGBT
is not permanent.
and that being gay is
not permanent.
And I said, I think you should ask a gay person. Just saying. Just saying.
I will say.
I would just say maybe you are not the best source of this, but what I think, like seriously speaking, what I think is just shocking about that is that first of all, she's an elected official.
Well, number one, she said it out loud.
She is an elected official. She said that on the chambers on the floor of the Florida Senate, and that this is a discussion we're having in 2022.
Yeah. Oh, my favorite part though. Yeah. Because, again, she's una inalfabeta estúpida who, by the way, didn't really win her election.
And she is also the one who said that black people need to get over slavery and oppression. They just need to get over it.
Well, just like she said that women who are raped need to get over the rape.
Yeah.
She's a gem. Yeah. But what I find fascinating about her is that, she's very, like, con toda la guaperia of saying it. But do you know that she disabled comments on her Instagram?
Oh, no. And wait. Now, after this...
And I hope nobody was giving her death threats, because that's wrong. I'm going to put that out there. But don't be all dona guapa.
Wait, but
if you're going to say that...
her comments now after this week?
Yeah.
But I want to up you that. When she made that comment about rape victims and about, slavery on Jim DeFeedy's show about... It was like a month and a half ago. She deleted her social media after.
Right. So you have no conviction, sweetheart. That's the bottom line here. You're saying shit that maybe you believe in some monicum, but I think that when people say shit like that, it's dog whistles, and then you turn around and you disable your comments because, I'm sorry, you don't want the people you represent to have an opinion. Well, sweetheart, let me just say this right now. What I think our listeners should do, anybody who's in her district, as I believe I am, I have to double check, but I think I am. We should all go to maybe Dollar Tree or anything like that. And if you go to her website or her Instagram, it does give you her mailing address for her office. And I think we should all get a little, a pride postcard, and mail it to her and show her just how permanent being gay is. Show her just how permanent.
If you want to talk about permanent, I would send her a bottle of crazy glue.
Porque después she turns out like that poor lady who glued her hair, and then it's just
then she's gonna get attention.
Right, we don't want her to get more attention. But make our voices known is the end result.
Again, these are dog whistles, and I thought about talking about the Don't Say Gay bill again. We talked about it last week, and we talked about it before.
Yeah, and where we stand on this, listeners. It's not.
But it's just, I feel that it's one of those things that we've already said what we need to say, and just continuing it. It's just giving it more, and it's like adding fuel to the fire and making it bigger and bigger. But she's one of these. There's many right now people, elected officials, that are running on culture war issues, that are fabricating.
As opposed to things like affordable housing.
They're fabricating issues because, again,
crime,
as we discussed,
drug addiction,
prior
ad nauseum
in with the Don't Say Gay bills, there was no single school, or there was no single.
It's not in the curriculum.
Not only is it in the curriculum, there was no incident or case of anybody talking about sexuality to third graders. So why did this even come up? It's the same thing that happened last year with critical race theory, that all these people were up in arms of like, oh my God, they can't teach critical race theory to our kids. Our kids are being indoctrinated. They're being, shamed that they're white.
I like when you do the voice, you sound like Elizabeth Holmes.
Oh, I do?
Yes.
Well, I have been watching The Dropout.
Oh, okay, so have I. Yeah.
So, yeah. So, that's why. So, now imagine Elizabeth Holmes saying that. And there was not a single right. school district or teacher or classroom that had critical race theory on its curriculum.
Right.
What I think it's incredible is that people fall for it so easily. Right? Because what have I always told you about racist and homophobic people?
You go be as racist and as homophobic as you want. Knock yourself out.
Knock yourself out. As long as I have my rights, you can be as racist and homophobic y estúpido as you want. That's your problem. You live your life how you want to live it. Yeah, that's your problem. But these people, they're in power. They want more power, and they want. It's terrible. I mean, I feel that this week, at least in Florida, we've gone back. I don't know. I heard somebody say to the 1950s. I'm like, no, I think we've gone back to the 1850s. Like,
oh no, the stockades.
Pero mira, como está la gasolina, we're gonna go back to the 1850s. Because I see people
and horse and buggy. Except for you.
Except for me.
Except for you.
Well, your car doesn't waste that much gas.
No, it really doesn't.
Right. So, but if I had my previous car,
yeah,
I would have had to have opened up an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
I would have had to open
You would have.
To pay for that car.
Just for gas.
Just for gas.
Just for gas.
Just for gas. So, not for me.
Although I think you should have opened up OnlyFlans.
That's already taken.
Damn it.
Yeah. So, anyway, this was an interesting episode.
As they all are.
This was an interesting episode. We talked about these type of issues and boy bands, as one does. So,
and for those of you in Miami, March 16th, it's a Wednesday, we're going to be doing our monthly trivia at Beat Culture. So come and join us.
Yes, sir.
And again, keep an eye out for all of those giveaways for the fair entry tickets and unlimited ride tickets.
Yes, sir. Anyway, as always, everybody, we hope you listen, laughed, and learned. Remember to grab a croqueta, your pastelito, and your cafecito.
And not your batido de chapapote.
And your batido de Chapapote, Ileana Garcia.
Okay, her yes.
Her yes. Extra large. Extra large with that
pulp.
No, with that thick straw they give you for smoothies. Extra large. Así, the really big one that you could get at Smoothie King, that's the size of a bucket.
Un cubo. Like, un cubo de chapapote for you.
For you. Y sea bien caliente.
Oh no.
Bien caliente. Para que lo disfrute. Anyway, that's episode 194, everybody. Have a great weekend, and we'll all join you next week.
Next week, yes. Right. Bye. Pero Let Me Tell You is co-hosted by Darian Borges and Ismaeliano, produced by Ismaeliano, and our theme, Pero Let Me Tell You Freestyle, is composed by Michael Angelo Lomlaplex, the official gay guy. And don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review on iTunes.